Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a full face of Makeup Revolution. I'm really excited. I personally love Makeup Revolution, and I think they have such amazing products. There are some products in here that I have never tried before, so it'll kind of be like my first impression on them, and some that I love and I use all the time and you guys heard me talk about. So it's gonna kind of be a mix. I really like these because I can kind of try more stuff from the brand, but there's also, this is just one of my favorite brands, honestly, from Ulta. So I'm really excited to show you guys how I got this look. So if you're interested and you want to see how I got this look and what specific products I use for Makeup Revolution, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so we're gonna hoe ahead. We go hoe on. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna go ahead and get started, and please excuse my voice. I am getting over a sickness. Like, I was really sick a couple days ago. Now I'm just a little bit stuffy and I sound like a man, so like there's that. But hopefully you can look past it and we can keep it pushing. So I think I'm going to start off by doing the primer for my face, but I'm not going to do the foundation until after the eyes. So yeah, let's go ahead and prime our face first. And I have a couple of different primers. Like, I have this Star Primer Water Gel Primer, and I think I'm going to use this in combination with another primer. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this just for a little bit of like a moisturization aspect. And it's a nice and smoothing primer. It does definitely feel like a more gel-like primer, but not like a gel moisturizer where it's like super thin and it absorbs. Like, this feels like it has a little bit of like depth to it, if that makes sense. I don't know. But now I'm going to go in with the Pore Blur Primer, and this is the first time I've ever used this primer. It literally still has the packaging on it. Okay, so it has a little, oh shoot, is this going to be a, okay, no. Whew. I thought it was going to be like the, like a baby skin type primer. This is more so, ooh, this looks like the NYX pore filler, which I love. It's like that, like, it has a silicone-y feel, but it's not like the silky silicone. It's like a powdery silicone, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like nice and smoothing, but it's not like slippery. I don't like the slippery type of silicones. I'm just going in with the Conceal and Hydrate Primer. I mean, not primer. Conceal and Hydrate Concealer. Just because this is the closest concealer that I have to like my skin tone, even though it's a little bit lighter. But I just want a little bit of coverage on these breakouts. So now let's go ahead and get into these brows. I have another new product that I haven't tried. I do have their like thicker brow pencil. I forget what it's called, but it's basically, oh, that's the wrong side. It's like the thicker kind of brow pencil. It's supposed to be like the Anastasia Brow Wiz, what is it? Brow Wiz and Brow, I don't know, but you know, the thicker one, okay? And so I did go ahead and get the Precise Brow Pencil, which is like the thinner one, which I prefer like the more thinner, like more precise brow pencils over the like defining brow pencils. This is what it looks like. Nice and thin. Yes, bitch, yes. So I'm going to use a Micro Precise brow pencil in dark brown. Okay, okay. I like that color. It is definitely a deep brown shade. Definitely matches the roots of my hair, which I'm here for. I like that it's not super smooth, but it's not rough either. It's like, it gives you control, but it's not like, ow, I'm fucking scraping off my skin trying to put my brows on today, you know? Like, it's not super dry, but you do have control with it. I like this. What I'm going to do really quickly is go off and do my other brow and clean it up using that same Conceal and Hydrate Concealer, and then we'll be back to do the gel and all of that. Alright, so here are what my brows are looking like. You know, having a pretty decent brow day today, not gonna lie, okay. So yeah, these are what they're looking like. Now we're going to go ahead and set these bad boys in place. And I'm going to be using the Highbrow Gel Cannabis Sativa Brow Gel. So it definitely adds like color to your brows. Go like very lightly towards the front, because look at that. Now that just ruined the whole front of this brow. That whole fading that I worked so hard for is gone. Yeah, so that brow gel, it's like a medium hold. I'm definitely used to the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow, which I've been using, and it's like when you put that stuff on, like your brows are not going anywhere. Like that is maximum hold brow gel, which I personally like. If you don't really care about the hold, like if you don't really have issues with your brows like holding in place, I think that this is a nice brow, you know, gel. It's not my favorite by far. It's not the worst one I've ever used. It's kind of just like it is what it is. So yeah, that's that on that. Let's move on to these ojos. So first I'm going to start off by priming my eyes, and I'm going to be using the Cut Crease Canvas as a primer. I think this is supposed to be their like dupe for the what is it called, the makeup P. Louise makeup base, I want to say. Like it kind of gives me those vibes, but yeah, I'm just going to use it as my primer. They also do have an eyeshadow primer, but I could use this as like both, so I figured I would just get this. So you don't have to get this. You can definitely use your concealer or your primer or whatever you have. You don't need like a cut crease product for this. So I have a lot of different palettes from Makeup Revolution, a lot of eyeshadows, and there's just so many that I have that I don't want to bring them all out because we would have a mess over here and just like too many options to choose from. So I brought out like my newer ones that I've been wanting to like use and kind of play around with. So what I do have this Patricia Bright palette. I have both of them, but I think I want to use the Rich in Life one. This is the more like wearable everyday kind of one, and then she has another one that's more of like a party kind of vibe. So I think I want to use this one today, which is the Rich in Life palette. Let's go ahead and play in this palette, and again I'll show you what this looks like. I'm going to go in to the Rich in Life palette. I'm going to start off with the shade Biggest Fan and just place that through my So my camera had stopped recording. I completely forgot that I was getting close to 30 minutes. So I don't know if you missed like what you missed, but basically I'm going in with the shade Workaholic, and I'm placing it in my crease first. And then once that's kind of placed, I'm blending it up towards my brow because I want this to be like my outer shade. Like I'm gonna be putting darker colors on top, and I don't want to lose this shade. So the higher up you put it, the more it's gonna kind of like still be there at the end of your look pretty much. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the shade No Games Played and take that like a little bit closer on my crease. So I'm keeping this one really right here in the crease, so when we blended it up you kind of still see that first shade that we used. This one I'm focusing right here, staying right in this crease area. Alright, then I'm going to take a Morphe M507, which is such a good brush if you guys have hooded eyes or just smaller eyes. This is such a nice like little teensy blending brush for smaller eyes. It's really nice. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to go in with Pure Soul, and I'm just going to put this on like the outer V and the outer corner of our crease and just use this to kind of deepen up the outer part of our eye. These shades are so pretty. They're so nice and soft and easy to blend. I really like this palette. Now I'm going to go in with that Cut Crease Canvas and use it to cut our crease. So you can use the paddle. I don't know. I'm not like the biggest fan of this paddle. I feel like, I mean, you could get like precision and stuff with it, but I just prefer like a brush, like a smaller brush that I know Like, I mean, you can do that. There you go. And then once you get kind of to the outer part, I just kind of like to tap it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with like a small kind of packer brush and go in with that No Games Played shade. And put this right where that like no crease canvas ends. This is kind of going to blend, help to blend a little bit better. Really blend the whole way. Blend it, girl. And then now I'm gonna go, and my favorite shade in this whole palette is Diamonds for Breakfast. It is so gorgeous, but it's kind of like a ColourPop like Super Shock shadow. It's like more of like a creamy kind of texture, so it's kind of hard to apply like with the brush, and I have really long nails, so like I can't really get in there. So hopefully, I've never tried it with like a packer brush like this. Let's see. Gets pretty much like a lot of product on there. And just place this where we have that open area where we have like the cut crease canvas placed down. Okay, I'm gonna take that shade No Games Played on like a really small like flat brush. I'm gonna place this like right at the edge of that shade, just to kind of like emphasize the cut creasiness of it. You see how it kind of just like defines that crease a little bit. You totally don't have to do this, I'm just being extra. I feel like I just want a little bit more depth in this look. Like I just need like a little bit of more something on the outer corner. So take the shade Irreplaceable, which is like a really deep matte like brownie purple shade, and I think this is going to give the depth that I'm looking for. Ooh, yeah. That's what I was looking for. Makes it a little bit more smoky, and don't worry if it looks a little bit like crazy. We're gonna clean it up and put lashes on, and it's all gonna come together. But just make sure you have everything nice and blended out and all that. Right now that should be the focus, and then we'll kind of clean it up and perfect it at the end. And then this portion is where you want to go in and do any last minute like touch-ups, or you know, putting in any colors that you think might have gotten lost or faded or anything like that. Kind of just bring them back and make sure everything's nice and blended out. So I'm gonna do that, and again, this is personal preference, you know, how you want the look to come out. So I'm just gonna speed it up, and you'll kind of see me going through different brushes and, you know, just touching up the creases. I'm gonna be using a combination of those like matte crease colors that we used. I just don't want to, you know, tell you, oh, do this. I feel like I'm just gonna do it, and you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. Alright, so this is what the eyes look like. You know, we have everything kind of blended out and really good. You know, we're going to kind of clean up this area, so don't worry about that. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a brow bone highlight. I don't like a super shimmery brow bone, kind of do you, but I think I'm going to take the shade No Days Off for my highlight right there. Let's clean up this area right here, because I know it's looking crazy. It's not really fall. I mean, I guess it's kind of like a little bit of fallout from when I was kind of packing on that outer corner shade, but it's super easy to clean up. Just go. This is the micellar water from Garnier, and just boop, literally boop, and there you go. Clean and good to go. So it might look a little bit messy, you know, during the process, but just trust yourself, trust the process, and know that you can always go in and clean, especially if you don't know how products are going to be, if you don't know, you know, how they're going to perform, do your eyes first, because it makes the cleanup easier at the end. If you have like a lot of fallout and stuff, you can literally just go in, wipe it away, and you're good to go. So don't be like afraid to really get in there with your colors or your shadows and really blend it away. Even if it looks a little bit messy, the end result is gonna be nice and cute. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, I'm not really one for a winged liner, but I did just want to show you that they do have a wing liner from this brand. It looks like this. All their packaging is really cute and like rose gold, and I love it. So it's really nice, the felt tip liner. I'm just going to do a really just close line to my lashes, just for my falsies to kind of mix in a little bit better. You can totally go in and do a full-on wing. I've kind of just given up on the fact that my eye shape is just not made for a wing. I just cannot get it down. I practiced, I tried, and it's not for me. So I'm just gonna quit while I'm behind. So yeah. I forgot that I do have a mascara from Makeup Revolution. This is the mascara from Makeup Revolution. I think it was supposed to be like their dupe of the Better Than Sex, I want to say. I don't know. One of those like big mascaras. So this is what it looks like. I mean, it's just a mascara, nothing crazy, you know. Oh my gosh, amazing. It's a little bit clumpy. Like the more you put on, the more it definitely clumps your lashes together. But not bad by any means. And I'm going to be going in with a false, with falsies anyways. So mascara to me isn't the biggest deal. So yeah. But I mean, it's not a bad mascara. And now I'm going to go on and put on my falsies, but this is what it looks like with just mascara. I think that the mascara definitely gives my lashes some drama. It definitely kind of makes them a little bit thicker. Doesn't really do much for length, but I mean, my lashes don't really have a lot of length to work with in the first place. So yeah. Let me go ahead and put my falsies on real quick, and then we'll come back and do the complexion. Alright, so this is what it looks like with the lashes on. So now we're going to move on to the face, and I'm going to start off by going in with a little bit of foundation, and I'm going to be using the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. This is the original one that is like more matte. They do have the Conceal and Hydrate one, which is like a little bit more hydrating. You can kind of mix it to do your thing, but I'm just going to take just the Conceal and Define, and I'm going to use the shade F12, but I am going to mix a little bit of my yellow pigment into it because this is a little bit more on the peachy side. So just to make it match me a little bit more, I'm just going to put a little bit of yellow pigment just so the undertone is a little bit closer to my skin tone. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm just going to take my Wet n Wild sponge, and you'll see this coverage. I do have a first impression and review on my channel of this foundation, so you can kind of see it in action the first time I used it and all my thoughts and stuff, but like I'll link that if you're interested, and you can kind of see how it wears throughout the day as well. I just love this one, and I do have combination oily skin, so this just works best for me and my skin type, and it's just what I love. So I'm actually going to go into my under eye concealer, but I'm not going to use the one that we've been using. I'm going to use a different one for under my eyes. This is the Fast Base Concealer in C12, and I just really like this. It's not like the fullest of full coverage, but I don't really need a lot of coverage. But if you want like a full coverage, maybe try the Conceal and Define concealer if you can find a good shade. I just can't find a shade that really works with my skin tone from that line, so I don't tend to like it just because it just doesn't look very good on my skin, like under my eyes. It just doesn't like mix in well with my foundations, but I do like this one. So you see, it just like kind of just gives a little bit of like luminosity to that area. It's not super flat or matte anymore, but if you went in with like a lighter shade, you could probably still get some brightening. But I'm going to get that for my powder. So I'm going to take the Revolution Loose Setting Powder in medium yellow. I've never used this before. It's still in the packaging. So we're going to see what this is about. I don't want to overdo it because I don't know how. Oh, wait, hold on. Might need a little bit more than that. Okay, not a lot of powder like comes out of the sifter at once. I'll just try and do like a thin layer, and then I'll do like a thicker layer to bake, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what we doing. What we doing with this? I'm gonna do a little bit of cream contour. So I'm gonna take their Fast Base Stick in the shade F13. I'm gonna use this as my cream contour today. This one is a little bit like not as brown. I like more of like a brown shade. This is kind of more like of a warmer shade. I mean, it's brown, but it's not like a true brown. It's more like a warm kind of reddy brown, but we'll work with it. See, it just gives me a little bit of color, brings some life back into my face. Now I'm going to take that same powder, take it underneath that bronze part. Now that we have that, I'm going to go in and I'm going to bronze and contour. But I also have this Roxsaurus Contour and Highlight palette. So I kind of wanted to use this also just because it has more like contour shades as well. But then I also have this like standalone Makeup Revolution Mega Bronzer. And so I think I'm going to use this to bronze and then use this to like contour. So let's do that. So I'm going to use it. And like I said, it's in the shade 02 Warm. This is their Mega Bronzer. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the Roxsaurus Highlight and Contour Palette. And I'm going to take the more gray shade, and I'm just going to use that as like a contour. Dust away this powder. Oh, I think I left it on too long. Oh Lord. Oh no, 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 no. That accentuated my pores so much. What the heck? No, absolutely not. I don't know. I think, okay, looks a little bit better, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of accentuated my pores right here a little bit. And it kind of has like a bit of a sheen to that shade. That's weird. Interesting. Okay, okay. And then I also have these little like palettes from the Patricia Bright collection as well. They're like little highlight, blush, and blush and bronzer palettes. So I think I might use one of these. Actually, no. Let me use the Rach Ultimate Goddess palette since we haven't really used that. I kind of just want to like dip into everything. I want to use as much as possible. So let me use that for the blushes. And I really like this blush right here called Rosé. It's like a nice pinky peach color. I feel like my face doesn't look bad, but it's definitely not like, oh my god, this is the best face I've ever done. I feel like I don't know, maybe I need to use that powder a little bit differently. I usually tend to like put it on and then wipe it away, but I got more comfortable using like my collab powder. I can kind of keep it on for longer and it wipes away just fine. That one might be one where I just put it on for like a couple seconds and then wipe it away for my baking. I don't know where that cut off, but basically I'm going to go in with the I Heart Revolution fixing spray. I don't have any Makeup Revolution sprays just because I use them all up and I have so many sprays in my collection that I couldn't justify buying another one just for the sake of this video. So I do like the one, I think it's a Sports Fix, and I forgot what the other one is, but it's one in a, there's like a white and gold packaging and there's a black and gold. Those are both really, really good if you want specifically Makeup Revolution. But I do have the I Heart Revolution, which is like a sister brand, and then I have one from Revolution Pro. Honestly, all of them are really, really good. This is like my favorite one though because the scent is so amazing. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in with the I Heart Revolution fixing spray in the vanilla and coconut scent. It's getting to the end, so I'm like getting splotches. Oh no. Oh no. Tap those in before they look weird. It's because I'm getting like so close to the bottom. And now I feel like that step is so crucial because it really just melts everything in, and like now my skin looks really good. Like it doesn't look, oh my god, perfect, amazing, gorgeous. I mean, it looks good. I just, you know, the tones and stuff aren't my favorite, but it looks good. It blends good. It just, okay girl, okay. Yeah, now I'm gonna go into that FCPX highlighting palette, and I'm going to use, I think, the more like pinky one with like a purple shift. This one is a little bit too much, you know. But we're gonna go in with ooh, this one's pretty. I think this one, no, this one, maybe a little bit of this one on top, but this one for sure because it has like that pinky purpley tone, so it'll mix in with the eyes very nicely. It'll kind of tie it in. Let's go ahead and go in and finish the under eyes real quick. I don't think they have any like pencil liners, at least not from what I could see, so I'm just gonna take a different brand for the liner, and you could totally keep it, you know, more wearable and go with like a black liner or brown, but I think I might want to do like a pop of purple. That might be cool. I think I want to take this ColourPop cream gel liner in Piggy Bank and see what that looks like. I feel like that looks kind of cool. Kind of doesn't really go with the tone, but at the same time it just kind of gives it a pop. Kind of here for it. Okay, so the last thing that we have is the lips, and Makeup Revolution, I saw on Ulta they have like an online only like lip liners from them. I didn't see any colors that actually like really interested me, and honestly I just am not like the biggest fan of, from what I've used. This is from one of their lip kits, and this is like the only liner that I have from them. I kind of don't want to use it because it's so dry and just not good, but I mean, I'll put it on to kind of show you. Like the colors are nice and pretty and everything, but honestly just go get a Morphe liner for $4. Like save your time on Makeup Revolution and get a Morphe one, because those are nice and smooth and just good liners. But let's do this. This is also the shade Bow Down, and like I said, it was from one of their little like Kylie lip clip knockoff dupes type of thing. Oh, actually, ooh, I think that like moisturizer on my lips is helping it, because this is actually not going on terribly. Wow. Let me take back what I said. Okay, I'm going to take back what I said, and I'm going to say, if you do have this liner or any other, actually I can't talk on other liners, but any of these kind of liners, and you're like, ew, these are terrible, like they're not, put a moisturizer on and it'll help it kind of glide better. But yeah, in the past I was just like not here for it because it was just like dragging and breaking, and it was just not good. So I'll take back what I said. And now I'm gonna go in with their matte, I guess just their matte liquid lipstick, and this is in the shade Hustle. I think that this would just go super perfect. I don't know if it's still available, so I'm kind of hesitant to kind of show you because I'm really not sure if you can still get this, but if you can, totally pick them up. But this is the Revolution lip topper in the shade Exquisite, and I feel like it would just match those eyes so well because it kind of has like a pinky purpley reflect to it. So I'm going to use this as like my gloss. So there's that. Okay. Okay. Are we here for it? I don't know. Am I here for it? Eh. It's okay. I kind of wouldn't go with this lip exactly. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit too warm for the look. But, you know, for what we have, this is what we worked with. So, we'll keep it for now. Alright, I'm gonna go off really quickly, do a real retouch on my hair because she's looking a little, look at these, some of these curls are trying me right now. So I'm gonna refresh and then change my clothes real quick, and then I'll come back, do my outro, and kind of give you my one-on-one rundown of the products, my thoughts on the brands, all of that, and then we'll be on our way. So I know this is a long video, but stick with me, girl. We're almost to the end, or guy, I don't judge. So we're almost to the end, and yeah, I'll be right back, okay? Okay. Don't leave. I'll be right back. I promise. I promise. Don't leave. Okay? Okay. Alright, so this is the final look, and I really like it. I like how everything turned out. Honestly, like I said before, my complexion isn't like the best thing I've ever seen. It's not like the best ever, but it looks good, you know. It's not like, oh my gosh, girl, like get it together, you look crazy. It's just personal preference. I just prefer different tones of bronzers and things, and then I just don't really know how I feel about that like under eye powder. I feel like it kind of left like a sheen under my eyes. I don't know, I'm not really here for that, and I just feel like it kind of accentuated my pores right here. So but overall, like if you step back and you look, I don't think anybody would be like, oh girl, like that makeup is tragic. Like it's definitely not on that level. There's just other products that I probably would have like grabbed if I was going for like a perfect complexion type of look, but we were limited to all Makeup Revolution and we still got a bomb look. So I'm going to go through all the products that I used and kind of give you my thoughts. Like I said, I don't have or I didn't use all of my Makeup Revolution products. Like I have tons of palettes from them. I have a ton of other highlights and stuff from them as well. So you didn't even get a gist of like everything Makeup Revolution has to offer. So first things first, the eyeshadow palette from Patricia Bright is beautiful, gorgeous. Look at this eye, so amazing. And this is like her more neutral kind of everyday one, but you could still get a pretty like colorful eye from it. So you can definitely use it and mix it around and do really different looks with it, and I really liked it. The quality of the shadows are really nice. The pigmentation is there. They blend out really, really well, and they didn't have like a lot of fallout or anything like that. Like it wasn't super messy other than like right at the outer corners, but you can easily clean that up. And so I just feel like Makeup Revolution in general, I really like a lot of their shadow palettes. Some of them, you know, I've gotten somewhere I'm like, could be better. The quality is not all the way there. Like, it's okay, but I've had better. But overall, I think they're really good, affordable eyeshadow palettes, and they're worth the price. So, yeah, for the primers, I really like their primers. Their primers are a little bit more pricey. They're like, I think over $10. I think this one might have even been like 12 or 15, which is a little pricey for like a drugstore primer, to be honest. Like I feel like you can get ones from NYX and Wet n Wild for like $6-7, but they are good primers. The quality of the packaging is really, really nice, and the primers work really, really well as well. So they're not like the cheapest primers that you can get from the drugstore, but they are good quality, and they're not like super expensive either, you know? So yeah. The bronzer, I really do like the bronzer. I think it was nice. I liked the, like, it was nice and smooth and pigmented. I just feel like the tone isn't really my tone, and I think this was the only one that would really work with my skin tone from what I can remember. That's why I chose this one. So the product itself is really good. It's just for personal preference, like this tone. Maybe if I'm like more tan and I want more of like a warmer kind of shade, but for the winter when I'm more pale, I tend to like more neutral kind of shades that kind of just look a little bit more natural on my like pale skin, if that makes sense. I don't know, I'm not more of a warm bronzer type of person in the winter. The mascara I could kind of pass on. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst, it's just kind of meh. The brow pencil I really liked. I definitely can see myself keep using it, keeping repurchasing it. I think that it really did a nice job with my brows. I might look into like a little bit of a lighter shade, or just actually I'm gonna pair it with my medium brown gel from CoverGirl, because I feel like it was the gel that kind of made it like a little bit, they're not too dark, but they're just like pretty dark, you know, like they're like kind of more go with like my natural, where I kind of like to go with like the lighter portion of my hair. I don't know, that's just like my personal preference. So the brow gel, I honestly feel like I could have skipped. It's not like the greatest thing in the world, nothing like you have to run out and buy. And it doesn't have like the best hold. I would prefer like the CoverGirl one over it. Just personally, I just like more of a hold. So there's that. The setting sprays I love from Makeup Revolution and pretty much their sister companies. All of their setting sprays are so good. I personally love the I Heart Revolution ones because they come in different scents, and the vanilla coconut one is literally like heaven. So definitely try that out if you haven't, because it's amazing. It'll change your life. Maybe not, but like it just smells so good. Oh my goodness. And the lip products, I really like the liquid lipstick. I think that it's nice and thin, and it's not like super drying. It's like a very comfortable formula. Their glosses are really nice. This isn't like they have another line, like their sheer glosses. Those are really nice. And then they also have like the little like Fake Me Out Fenty gloss bombs. They're pout bombs. It's like a little Fenty like wannabe. They have some shades of that. Those are really cute. So they do have a lot of other lip products that we didn't try out in this video that are really nice as well. So definitely check out their lips. I think that their like liquid lipsticks and their glosses are really nice. Can't really talk about their liners that are sold online only, because I don't think I've ever tried them. The little lip kits, I don't know if they still sell them, but if they do, not really worth the money. I would kind of pass on it. I mean, the liner was workable, especially because I had that moisturization on my lips. It wasn't like really dry or like tugging as it usually is when I don't really have my lips super moisturized. But I would want a pencil that is that way no matter what. If my lips are like not moisturized, or if they are, like the Morphe ones are nice and smooth no matter the state of my lips. So I would want that from a lip liner, but you can work with it is what I'm trying to say. Like you can work with it, but there's ones that you don't have to put as much effort that are a little bit better, and they're only $4 from Morphe, you know what I mean? So I'll go down for whatever. But yeah, what else did I try? The foundation, amazing. I love it. It's my favorite drugstore foundation. The concealers are good. They're not the greatest. They're not the best. They're not like my first choice from drugstore concealers, but they're usable. They're passable. You can definitely get a good look with them. They can definitely, you know, give you a nice, smooth coverage underneath there. But there are other ones from the drugstore that might be around the same price that are just as good or even better. So, they're okay. It's not bad, but it's not like the best. And the palettes I really like. I love the fact that they work with a bunch of different UK influencers, because they are a UK brand obviously, but just that they have a lot of different palettes from different influencers. I think it's really cool. Overall, I like Makeup Revolution as a brand. I think they do have some hits and not really misses, but just some passes. You know what I mean? Some things you can get like, I don't really need it. I can kind of pass on it. But some things that you're like, oh yeah, this is worth it. Like that foundation is worth it. I feel like their lip products are really nice and worth it, except for the liners. But their setting sprays are worth it. So they have a lot of good products, and then some products that are like good but not the best, you know what I mean? So overall, I like Makeup Revolution as a brand. They are one of the brands that I go to. Like when I go into Ulta, I'll go over and kind of see what's new and what they have going on, because I really do like trying a lot of their products, and I feel like it's just a brand that I really do enjoy and I like, and I just want to see like what's new from them. And they always have like new stuff coming out, which is really cool as well. So yeah, overall I think it's a good brand. I think that there are some things that you might like and might enjoy, and also take all of this with a grain of salt, because these are my personal preference. There might be some things in here that I'm like, ew, I don't like it, or I would pass on it, that you might be like, oh bitch, that's my holy grail, what are you talking about? Like, so these are just my personal opinions. Definitely try it out if you're interested and you think you might like it. Try it out. Like, don't go that my word is not the end all be all. Like, do you try out what you think that you might like and see what your opinions are on it. I'm just telling you my experience and my opinion from my personal preferences. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know down below what other brands you guys want to see. I have a ColourPop, full face of ColourPop, a full face of Wet n Wild. No, do I have Wet n Wild? I don't know if I have Wet n Wild, but I have NYX. So if you guys want to see that, I'll link the playlist links down below, as well as at the end there'll be some other ones that you can watch. But definitely check them out. Let me know what other ones you guys want me to do. I do have a BH Cosmetics one that should be coming up soon. I haven't tried like a couple of their products as well, so some of them will be kind of like first impressions as well. So I'm really excited about that. So definitely subscribe to my channel if you're excited and you want to see my content that I got coming for you guys, because it'll be good. Trust me, okay? And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.